What's up, everybody? Got a little while before I clock in. I figure I'd talk a little bit. Like and subscribe. They make a big deal about that stuff when you're a content creator. They're called calls to action. So I'm called. I don't. I don't care about any of that stuff, man. You know, if you like it, you like it. I tell you now, in my lifetime, I've probably liked 10 videos ever. Maybe 3 times out of the 10, somebody said hit that like button, and I felt compelled, based off the video, to actually hit the like button. I will subscribe to your channel if I think you are somewhat of substance, that you are a solution-based person. So let's talk about some things, man. The other day I encountered somebody that was almost a potential trespasser over by my place. I went to Walmart to charge my devices, and me thinking it was one of the guys that I've seen him walking around. He likes trash. He doesn't like food. I've given this guy pizza at one point, and I came back and seen the pizza in the exact same spot with one bite taken out of the pizza. He prefers to eat out of the trash. I don't know. Also, to my subscribers, I know there are thousands of channels better than this. But if you guys don't mind, could you help me out with, would you prefer short videos, like 10 short videos a day? Would you prefer medium videos talking about topics in a condensed form? Or would you like videos where I clip them up throughout the week? Things I see throughout the week, shit that I say throughout the week, which will then total probably like an hour or 2. Those are the 3 options. Long, short, medium, or long. Because, for example, I could talk about something I found very disturbing, and that is the rapper, used to be rapper, TK, getting 100 years in prison. Essentially, somebody said, we'll see you in 2099. Damn. This is a kid that I became aware of during COVID. And when I heard what he did and went to jail, was I surprised? No. But throughout my YouTube journey, I've seen channels talk about his case. Him and YMF Melly, YFN Melly, whatever the fuck his name is. And these guys have thrown their lives away. So I could talk about something like that extensively. I don't know if you guys saw King Yella. This fat motherfucker fell out drinking Hennessy during the interview. I found that to be very funny, because I get sick and tired of seeing people do interviews. Shout out to Carcino, because he said that's what happened to Wiz Khalifa. Look here, man, I smoke, okay? I smoke. I don't drink. And even making this video, it was a decision to smoke or not smoke, so that my thoughts could come out clearly. And I'm not worrying about ashing and all of that other shit. When I see, well, you know, what he said about Wiz Khalifa was that's one of the many ways Wiz Khalifa sabotaged his career is smoking too goddamn much. See, when you come out with a shtick, Snoop Dogg and all of y'all, where everybody know you for being high all the time, weed this and weed that, you missing out on a lot of money. Now, if I was in your position, of course, I wouldn't care about the money because I got enough money to sustain my lifestyle. But I found that to be a very, just like in the past, I heard that weed stunts your growth. When you start smoking weed at 12, 13, 14, 15, you're taking inches off of your height for whatever scientific reason. So, going back to, TK and these other guys, and I mean, not TK, and I'm already finished that, King Yella, you sitting there trying to get drunk on, I don't know what the hell the point of that was. Very immature to be that old and you sipping Hennessy during a damn interview. We're not even going to talk about your face and all these stupid ass tattoos you got. But when I seen that nigga fall out, I died laughing. I ain't died laughing, but I was like, you fucking idiot. You stupid idiot. So stuff like that could just be a 10-minute video by itself. And by the way, we did get a new chick. Well, she's in training right now, but boy, she got some ass on her, man. Shit. She look a little hood radish, fake hair and all that other shit. Boy, she got an ass on her. Anyway, I want to talk about something. Oh, so the guy that, when I turned the corner to go back home, I left my basket at the corner to go fill up the water so I wouldn't have to walk all the way back. So I grabbed the basket and I see him leaning up against the building that is next to where I stay. And I just started thinking to myself, like, what the hell are you doing, dude? What are you doing back here? So I go and fill up the water. This dude then comes peeking around. I don't know how. I mean, that's a good 100 yards. You know, he walked that sucker fast to come peek behind the corner, see me filling up the tank. So I'm now walking behind him. He's walking back to go get some bag. And I'm thinking to myself, like, this could get bad. Number one, if it's my time to go, I'm always ready. You never know who you're going to meet out here that's just batshit crazy. I tell y'all a lot of times, I hear gunshots just randomly, very close to the crib. If that dude would have pulled out a gun and shot me for whatever reason, all I could do is fight it and go to the hospital. Try to get to the hospital. You know, my mother got shot when she was pregnant, I think with my brother. She got shot, I think 4 times. Most of them in her leg, and she got buckshots in her arm. But she drove to the hospital and gave birth to my brother. I was at the house. I was like 13, just chilling at the house. She was gone for like 4 days, and I was like, my stepdad was there, but she was gone. And my stepdad, he was away at work. So when he got back to the house and he found out what happened to my mom, then that's when we went to go see her. But that's the best I could have done if that dude would have tried to do something. But what ended up happening was, I'm walking in behind him. I stopped so I can go in my backpack and get some water. I was thirsty as hell. And when I stopped, he's already walking back my way. So he's walking back my way. And he goes, bitch ass nigga. Just walked right past me and say that. And I just looked at him, and my first reaction was like, what the fuck? You know, what the hell was that for? So I thought to myself, like, I had a Dexter. You know the TV show Dexter, bit my tongue. Dexter. A moment where I just stop, go grab a bat or a stick, and just slowly walk up to him, and him like, "What's up, nigga?" Bam, and just like, dude, you had no idea who you just said. You know, that was my first thought of like, let it go, bro, let it go. Because of course, I just got home from the I didn't get home from the gym, but when you do stuff like that, man, as funny as it sounds, I don't feel like doing all the sweat. I don't feel like getting dirty again, sweaty, bloody, and then got to go back to the gym and wash off again. Believe it or not, that's why a lot of these niggas get passes, bro, because I don't feel like rolling around in the dirt. And for reasons that I've stated before, I know way too much when it comes to combat. Way too much. And I have a soft enough spirit to where, just like the nigga at work, Caesar, when he uttered that, I'll slap the shit out of you. You have no idea who you talking to, dude. I don't take pride in the fact that I don't mind hurting you so bad that I could lose everything I've gotten up to this point, which is really nothing, but I would have to then waste years going through court and all this other stuff. For y'all out there, for the men that know what I'm talking about, a man that knows, like, bro, I will break you in half. You almost get nervous to get into these altercations, because while somebody might be reactive, the fact that you're not reacting, you know, like, bro, I don't want to do this to you, my dude. First of all, if you do anything, I understand how to defend myself. This is why I enjoyed boxing and wanted to be in boxing. I didn't want to be in boxing to, release my anger, or it's good exercise, or no. I got into it because I understood most dudes cannot keep their hands up in a fight. Most dudes don't know how to really actually apply certain things to their train, like, in a real combat situation, because you'll then go back to what you know, which is all of this wild swinging stuff like that. And I'll walk you down. I will just hold my guard up, walk you down, and 1, 2, right in your mouth, and it's gonna be a boom, boom, and you gonna fall. And this is when they say, like, you'll hit your head on something. I've been and hit you for real, and put you and shoved your nose up into your brain, and I've been and killed you. I know too much, dude. I know way too much for you to sit up here and think that, okay, Charles not gonna do nothing. Charles not gonna do nothing. You a dumbass fool. I'll take this right here and shove it in your throat. I'll let you think you beat me up and ball up and just hit you with just an elbow so hard down your cheekbone that it'll fracture your face. I know too much, bro. So for that clown to walk past me and say that, I know that you and the guy that eat out of the trash, and a lot of the guys I've talked about in these videos, y'all are the reason why homelessness should be illegal. They need to scrape you off the street, put you somewhere where you can rage out, either to the grave, to the hospital, or to jail, when you want to act like that around civilized people. So I thought to myself, when he passed me up, like, man, he could turn around, he could shoot me. It can go a lot of ways from here. So, yeah, I went home and had to turn all lights off, phone, no nothing. Just sit there and wait. Like, if he comes back, maybe he'll come back tomorrow when I'm at work or what have you. I don't know. But when people ask me, man, how do you don't never worry about people coming to your stuff? I don't, but anything can happen. Anything can happen. So that's one of the reasons why my father offering me to come back home. In some ways, it's for my safety. I don't have no legal right to hurt somebody if they go anywhere near my shit. I don't have that legal right because, first of all, I'm homeless. So it's not like that's my property or anything. So it's a lot of things that go through my mind as far as wanting to do this for another year so that I can master this and actually go back home with more than what I left with. So, I think I talked about it already, but in regards to what's going on up here at work, I don't really talk to anybody now. By George pulling that shit he pulled the other day, you know, it's ironic when he said that Keon, which was the gay guy, he wanted to transfer stores because he said George didn't like him. And so George explains this to me, and I'm like, yeah, you know, those, you know, in that community, those people are confused all the time. So they have to manifest problems because they don't have real man problems nor woman problems. So they have to just conjure up something. And I said, bro, that's what he did with you. You know, I know that you wasn't doing it in a way that would frustrate him. And by him leaving, I was like, man, I was starting to actually get to like the dude, man. The dude was pretty cool. So, the other day, I had brought leftovers, pizza, and a brownie from the house. I bought it home, or bought it back up here, and I left it in the back. And I go back there, and both boxes are gone. So I'm now upset, like, who the hell, you know, who took it? You already know. And I saw Muhammad, the guy that gave me the generator, he's walking out with a little small box, and he's clutching it real close. I'm like, bro, it wasn't no pizza at the top of the thing over there, bro. So I know that's mine. I know it's mine. I ain't even tripping. You know, like, there's an element of like, you owe me whenever, you know, by him giving me a generator. This motherfucker even, this dude even got so damn comfortable to ask me for a swig of my drink. I had a Simply Lemonade, which is the best lemonade out there. I had a Simply Lemonade, the big 2 liter, and he was like, is this yours? And I was like, yeah. He was like, can I have a sip? I was like, yeah, I guess. Like, what kind of stupid ass question is that? Like, God, whatever. So I walk up to George. I say, yo, bro, somebody, I'm pretty sure Janet threw the pizza away, and old boy ran off with the brownie. I say, so don't be surprised if later on I have to make myself something to eat, because that just happened to my food. And later on, I made a pizza, and it had I had all the, I usually just get pepperoni, but I love Hunt's Brothers Pizza. If y'all know about Hunt's Brothers Pizza, oh, that's the best pizza out there, man. And instead of like topping it real heavy, I cut like sausage in half. I cut the hams in half, and I put just a small amount of bacon, because this processed bacon don't even be bacon, bro. A lot of that shit just be like rubber. So it was light, but it, you know, it was again like a meat lover's pizza. And so he and it was for me to take home and then eat the next morning and bring back up here. I don't just gorge on shit just because I like, dude, no. So I ended up like trying to get it or whatever, and Madison was like, Charles, is this yours? And I was like, yeah, put it in the bag, no butter on it, you already know how I go. So he's like, Charles, you have to pay. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll pay. Now I'm being sarcastic because I just told this nigga I had no money. He actually just sent me $25 through my Cash App, but it went to my negative balance, and I didn't even have my card. So hoping that he would kind of remember, like, oh yeah, he did say he didn't have any money. But no, he was just like, you gotta pay. And I was like, all right, sure, bro, whatever you need. So he goes to the register and he's like, cash or card? And I'm like, whichever or, bro. Whatever you want to do. Being a straight up asshole, bro. I swear. And I do it. I was like, I ain't paying for shit. So at that point, I told myself, bro, I ain't got nothing else to say to you. Like, that's it. I'm done. Madison, with her disgusting, cockeyed, retarded ass, I told you, bro, this girl is a parasite. Like, oh my God. She's announcing to everybody, like, because at one point, it was a different time where I actually made a pizza and George was like, hey, Charles, can we talk? And I was like, yeah, what's up? He was like, hey, I don't even want to do his voice. I just do that naturally. But he was like, don't make nothing while Madison here. Try to wait until she at least leaves, because she's a brat like that. She's like that. Like, if she try to make something, then she'll try to point out anybody else that then she could say, but you let him do it. And I know I said that probably in a video where I said that I wait to see what other people are getting away with, but I don't do it on a scale in which it's something that I'm going to just ruin it for everybody. So that's how she is. If she want to take something or whatever, and what they like to take drinks. They don't pay for the drinks. See, I pay for everything because I know the attitude that I got. If somebody confront me about anything, I know when I'm right and I know when I'm wrong. And if I have the money to pay for a drink, which is $1 for us, for the employees, then I'm going to pay it. If I got the $6 to pay for a pizza, I'm going to pay for it. Like, I have discernment enough to know when it is and it's not okay to just take something. You know how many times people be in there be like, man, why don't you just take it, Charles? Why don't you just take it? Because I'm Charles. Okay? I don't get away with that type of shit. Y'all can do that all day because y'all are like, y'all have herd and sheep like mentality. Y'all are all pretty much on the same level spiritually. So it's like y'all know how to, I don't know how it is. Like, I've been saying this for years. Like, it's like y'all know how to weasel y'all way out of these situations, where for me, I can have a well-explained reason of why I do what I do, and then all of a sudden, Charles, you can't do that. You can't do that. And I don't want to go do that, so I just pay. So at the end of the night, of course, I'm walking out the store and I grab the pizza, because I told myself I'm tired of doing the right thing, bro. Fuck this dude. Fuck all that. I go, nah, hell nah. So I grabbed that hoe, and then I noticed that I had my hat on my head. And I was like, oh, man, I got to go back in there and throw my hat back, because I don't take my hat home. And so I go over there and I, throw my hat. And he's like, Charles, you have to pay for it. You have to pay for it. And I was like, all right, yeah, bro, I got you. And what I planned on doing was going to get my card, show this dumbass nigga that I don't have any money on it, like I just told you 12 hours ago, and basically just go through this whole asshole move, this jackass move of mine. I was gonna do it, but my laziness kicked in and I was like, bro, I don't even feel like playing with you. So I grabbed the pizza from outside and I just threw it back on the counter and walked out. And at that point, I'm like I said, I'm working with him today because he was telling me that why don't I want to work on Fridays and this and that. And see, this is how you know niggas be whining and shit behind the scenes. Bro, I know some shit has been. I'm so glad, bro, you don't get to really hear, like Superman type powers to really hear what people say. Because I'm pretty sure, and I already know, and I had the same problem with my best friend, back in the day. It was like, this dude, you really cannot give a description of me, without me being there. Because you don't know. Been hanging with me all these years and you don't know. You don't know that my words cut deep, but I'm not doing it to cut nobody deep. I'm just, that's just how I am. But he basically insinuated that I asked to have Friday off. I was like, bro, after that shit with me and Caesar, I didn't ask for nothing. I don't care. I don't care. I didn't say nothing, but I know I said that means he must have said something. He must have been like, look, can you just not schedule me with him? I know, and so, you know, George was like, basically confirming, like, yeah, he said something, because we thought you was mad at him. I was like, bro, I cannot like that motherfucker, but still work around him. I don't, you know, yeah, it's gonna disgust me to even be in his presence, but, you know, whatever. Like, I don't care. So he was like, okay, I'll see about putting you on the schedule Friday. So I was like, well, yeah, like, I'm cool with it, but at the same time, I'm like, bro, I do enjoy my 2 days off, my Thursday and Fridays off. So, looking at the schedule, I'm here today, and it's Friday. And that bastard come in at 5, and George come in at 5. And I ain't got, of course, like, Caesar already know, I ain't got shit to say to him. He thought after about a week that he was going, what time you get off, Charles? I was like, 11. And he knew right then and there. And I think old girl in there asked him, like, are y'all still cool and shit? And he was like, apparently not. I picked up on, like, just a word here and there to let me know, like, yeah, he must have told her, like, you know, when he was like, it is what it is, though. I already knew he was talking about me. Yeah, I told you, I ain't playing with you, dog. It took everything in me, dog. Tears to hold back from not breaking my foot off in your ass. I would not have a fucking job right now. I'd be going through some stupid ass legal shit. And I'll probably be on the edge of just as far as my sanity goes. If I would have acted out on what I wanted to do after you talking about some what? So at that point, bro, you done data. I ain't got shit to say to you or nothing. Like, I don't nothing, bro, nothing. And I told you how many times Caesar was like, George was like, okay, I'ma ask her, y'all will be good in a week. I was like, bro, don't play with me, my nigga. I'm telling you right now, bro. If you don't know anything about the American nigga, I'm gonna tell you one about this one. When I tell you don't play with me, bro, don't play with me, please, bro, don't play with me. Don't play with me, dog. Because I really do want to break somebody's fucking neck. For all these times I let these people slide with the type of just insanity that they bring across my face and disrespect. And so I think he knew at that point, like, all right, yeah, I ain't gonna say nothing then. So I know whenever I walked out of work, him and George was like, oh, yeah, man, he baby, bamu, man, ba ma ni babu, man. Man, fuck both of you niggas, bro. And I want you niggas to know that, real talk. Fuck both of you bitch ass niggas. And see, what's gonna be funny is that now that George can't say shit to me, and I bet that I'm telling you, Caesar's not gonna do it because Caesar already know. It's been a while now, and I don't even look at that nigga. And if I look at him, I'll look him right in his face, and it's just like, look away. I don't hold my head down and none of that shit. I got penitentiary rules toward that nigga. Like, I'm gonna look you right in your face. Anything you say or do at this point, my nigga, I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you, my nigga. Boy, some of you niggas is so fucking fortunate that I am the way I am when it comes to doing what's right and wrong, bro. I'd rather do the right thing first and just get through a tough day of work and go home than to just to do the other thing, and then next thing you know, I ain't going home. I'm going down to the county and getting booked and all of those stupid shit. So when he come in, hey Caesar, hey Charles, I ain't got shit to say to you, my nigga, and I'm probably just gonna look at him like, shake my head like, nah, nigga, you done. And like I said, oh my God, the kind of conversation they're gonna see, and that's what people normally do. When I have kicked them out of my social circle, which is me, I then listen to their just stupid, mindless, bottomless Just the drivel that comes out of these people's mouths because they have oh my God, man, these people. They'll say some shit like, for example, Madison, cockeyed, retarded looking ass was like, Caesar, I'm gonna jump on the hood of your car. She just walked past me and was like, I'm gonna jump on the hood of your car. And he was like, why would you do that? Because. And then she just walked off. And I'm like, and see, a lot of things I do, I want them to read my face. Like, because they know, like, yeah, that was fucking stupid. But see, they'll say Charles is negative because I'm being annoyed by it. They'll say, don't worry about it. Okay, well, part of me not worrying about it is the absence of me speaking. If I express something on my face like, oh, that's just a natural reaction to stupidity. Ugh. I told him a man is observant. So by you telling me not to look at it, don't worry about it and all of that, what? Sorry. I'm the one of the two genders that has to pay attention at all times to everything. I can't afford to be in La La Land. So when he's in there talking about, they're gonna be having talk. I watched that show you told me. Perfect example. This motherfucker was like, Tay Charles, have you saw the movie Nutty Professor? I was like, yep. Know every word. It movie's funny. Is the message in the movie is like, don't be worried about your body and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, you know what? That's an interesting topic to talk about. I mean, it's I could go there. This is the same fuckhead that when we were talking about Keon and that type of personality being a homosexual is very loud and colorful and just can't read the room ass motherfuckers, and they just poor self perception. They don't really see themselves doing anything wrong. They think whatever. This nigga was the same dude that was like, oh, okay, Charles, change the subject. How's the economy? And I was like, do you really want to talk about the economy? I can talk about the economy. And he was like, I know, I was just saying it because I was like, yeah, I know what you was just saying it for. And when you talk to me, my nigga, don't do that. If you think I'm going to say something that make you scared and you feel like you going against company policy and you violating, hey, man, bro, don't fucking speak to me then, nigga. I don't censor myself for no motherfucker. Boy, you crazy. So he asked me about this dumbass Nutty Professor shit, and I talked about it or whatever, like, yeah, body dysmorphia and all of that. I ain't never really thought about it. I mean, that's lowbrow shit, nigga. So, that's the type of, Caesar told me to watch it, so I'm like, yeah, of course he would say watch Nutty Professor. Hey, go watch Apocalypto. How about that? Go watch Revenant. How about that? Stupid motherfuckers. Swear to God, man. And so that's what he's going to be, that's the type of talk that they engage in when I'm not speaking. And it's not this job. It's happened everywhere I've ever gone. Hanging around my brothers and my cousins and stuff, they have small moments where nobody has anything to say. And it's because they're stumped. They don't really know where to go because they don't want to step on nobody's toes and say certain things that, I could tell them the story about this shit right here and they're going to be dying laughing. But it's like that though. Yeah, man, CJ ain't lying. So it's going to be gross to hear these two cocksuckers today. Yeah. Hey, so today I put my pants on through the left leg today, and it be like that though, because at the end of the day,
You know, it's all about positive pants putting on, you know. I call it the 3 P's. Put pants on positivity. It's like, shut up. Shit. Motherfuckers are... telling y'all right now, man, this is why I don't... you know what? That was one thing I was thinking about in the shower at the gym, bro. Thank y'all for putting up with my rants and raves, man, and a lot of time not really talking about what's going on in the world and stuff, even though that stuff is important too. Because I go through quite a bit on the frustration side of my life that I have to get this stuff out, or I'm going to be having these same conversations that I'm talking to now for 35 minutes. I'll be having this same dialogue in my head, and next thing I know, it's almost like I've had to occupy 2 brains in one head, and that shit gets very tiring. Very. Like, once I get up from talking, now I can be like, okay, I talked about the TK thing, I mentioned it, you know, so on and so forth. I don't think there's anything else I really wanted to talk about. I'd have to go on my notes. I know I talked about gang activity. I watched 2 different documentaries about gangs here and gangs in Jamaica, and they're just 2 totally different worlds. You know, gangs here are more like male groupies, where out there in Jamaica, bro, them dudes, they're very militant. And I remember watching the video about the one, you know, in Memphis, and somebody in the comment section said, it's funny to me how these gang members kill each other, but then they're afraid when the police show up. They all run in the house. Meanwhile, the one in Jamaica, these dudes got assault rifles on their shoulders, and they just kind of like, oh, okay, you know, just put it over there behind the trash can, and we just gonna stand here. I was like, yeah, you got a point. You got a point. These dudes are so big and bad, but when the police just roll down the street, they be, oh, hell no, we gotta go. Get in the house, get in the house. I thought to myself, that's why I couldn't be no gang member, bro. I'd be one of the most twisted, demented, realest gang members out there. I'd have to teach the OGs, bro, if you that gangster, why are we running from the police? They should be able to walk up to us and say, what you got? Nigga, what the fuck you want? I'm out here chilling with my partners. What you want, boy? That's how you talk to them. And then the young niggas look at you like, did he just call the police, boy? Yeah, I son that nigga. What you want? All right, we just walking on, you know, just making our rounds. Okay, round your ass on then now. Instead, they all running the fucking house and everybody looking through the blinds. It's just like, Jesus Christ. So I'm going to upload this here now. I might include some B-roll of me, you know, just panning the camera around at the crib, showing you, you know, what my view looked like and other stuff. So I'll talk to y'all later, man.